The NBA is known for its fast games, amazing players, and unforgettable moments, but behind the highlights and slam dunks, there's a darker side that many fans don't see. Over the years, some players have been banned from the league, not just suspended, but completely kicked out. Why? The reasons are shocking. From gambling and drugs to fights and scandals, these stories show what happens when players break the rules. In this video, we'll look at every player who's ever been banned from the NBA. Some were stars, others never made it big, but all of them made mistakes that cost them everything. Whether you're a hardcore fan or just curious, get ready to hear the real stories behind the league's most serious punishments. Let's begin. 1. OJ Mayo, from rising star to NBA outcast. OJ Mayo entered the NBA with star potential after a strong college run, but his career took a sharp downturn. In July 2016, the NBA banned him for 2 years for violating its drug policy, his second offense after a 2011 suspension he blamed on an energy drink. By then, Mayo was already struggling. He had a poor season with the Milwaukee Bucks, playing just 41 games and averaging under 8 points. A freak injury, tripping on stairs and breaking his ankle, ended his time with the team. The ban followed a positive test for a drug of abuse, which includes substances like cocaine or heroin. Mayo claimed it was a prescription painkiller, but the damage was done. At 28, his NBA career was halted, costing him millions. Though reinstated in 2018, no team took the chance. He played overseas in China, Puerto Rico, Taiwan, and Egypt, but never returned to the NBA. Now 36, a comeback is unlikely. Mayo's story is a harsh reminder that talent alone isn't enough. Discipline and choices matter just as much. 2. Jonte Porter, the gambler who got caught. In March 2024, the NBA began investigating suspicious gambling activity involving Toronto Raptors forward Jonte Porter. By April 17, Porter was banned for life, a rare and severe punishment. Porter shared private medical info with gamblers and purposely left games early to influence bets. In one case, he told a bettor he wouldn't play full minutes. An $80,000 bet was placed hoping for a $1 million win. The bet failed, but the damage was done. In January, he exited a game citing an eye issue, coinciding with a spike in unusual bets. The NBA later found Porter had placed 13 bets on NBA games, including 3 against his own team. Even though he didn't play in those games, it was a major violation. In July 2025, Porter pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud. His request to play professionally in Greece while awaiting sentencing was denied by a judge. At just 24, Porter was averaging modest stats but had clear potential. Now, he's banned not just from the NBA, but most professional leagues worldwide. Unlike drug-related bans, gambling violations offer no return. His career is over. Porter's story joins others as a cautionary tale of lost talent and poor choices. 3. Tyreek Evans' silent suspension and return. In May 2019, Tyreek Evans was banned from the NBA for failing a drug test involving a serious substance, though the league never revealed what it was. At the time, he was a free agent after averaging 10 points in 69 games for the Indiana Pacers. No team signed him, and Evans disappeared from the spotlight. No statements, no interviews. By February 2022, he completed rehab and was reinstated. He joined the Wisconsin Herd, or his G League, averaging 15 points in 9 games. The Milwaukee Bucks gave him a 10-day contract, but he played just 1 NBA game, scoring 2 points. Later, the Pacers signed and cut him before the season. Evans hasn't played in the NBA since April 2019, though he remains active in other leagues. His suspension was quiet, no scandals, just a failed test. He had no prior drug violations, though minor incidents like a 2010 reckless driving charge and a 2016 team suspension dotted his past. Once Rookie of the Year in 2010, Evans had rare early stats. 20-plus points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists per game. But injuries and inconsistency slowed his rise. The ban didn't end his career, but it stalled a decline already in motion. 4. Richard Dumas was banned before his NBA debut in 1991 for violating the drug policy. After playing in Israel, he impressed in his 1992 NBA debut, but in 1993, another rehab violation ended his son's run. A brief return and a shot with the 76ers followed, but alcohol use, later revealed as self-medication for bipolar disorder, led to a lifetime ban at age 26. He never returned, playing in small leagues until retiring in 2003. Dumas had talent but was overwhelmed by inner battles. Chris Birdman Andersen was banned in 2006 for using a drug of abuse, losing $7 million. He was reinstated in 2008 and rejoined Denver. Known for his energy and defense, Andersen became a fan favorite and helped Miami win the 2013 title. He retired in 2018 after 695 games. Unlike Dumas, Andersen turned his setback into a story of redemption. 5. Donald Sterling's lifetime exile. In April 2014, TMZ released a recording of Clippers owner Donald Sterling making racist remarks to his girlfriend. He told her not to bring black people to games and criticized her for posting photos with them online. Just 4 days later, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver banned Sterling for life, fined him $2.5 million, and urged a forced sale of the Clippers. Sterling's wife, Shelly, took control and sold the team to Steve Ballmer for $2 billion. Sterling wasn't banned for drugs or betting, but for conduct damaging to the NBA's image. The league confirmed his voice and statements. There was no denial and no path to reinstatement. The public response was immediate and harsh. Players, coaches, fans, and even President Obama condemned his remarks. Though banned, Sterling made a huge profit, buying the team for $12.5 million and selling for billions. His later $1 billion lawsuit against the NBA failed. Now 90, Donald Sterling remains out of the spotlight, his reputation permanently stained. 6. Connie Hawkins, banned without proof. In 1961, 19-year-old Connie Hawkins was banned from the NBA before ever playing a game. He was linked to a point-shaving scandal because he accepted a $200 loan from gambler Jack Molinas. He wasn't arrested or charged. The NBA didn't hold hearings or show evidence. They just banned him. Drafted by the Minneapolis Lakers, Hawkins instead played for the Pittsburgh Wrens and the Harlem Globetrotters. He dominated the ABA, winning MVP and a title in 1968. In 1966, Hawkins sued the NBA for $6 million, calling the ban unfair. In 1969, the league settled for $1.3 million and lifted the ban. He signed with Phoenix and had an amazing rookie season, averaging 24.6 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 4.8 assists. He made 4 straight All-Star teams, but lost key years to the ban. He retired in 1976 and entered the Hall of Fame in 1992. His case remains a major injustice, banned not for actions, but associations. Hawkins died in 2017 at 75, but his legacy stands as proof that unfair bans can't erase greatness. 7. Roy Tarpley, a career lost to addiction. Roy Tarpley had elite talent, but his NBA journey collapsed under the weight of addiction. His first suspension came in October 1989 after a positive cocaine test. He missed the whole season after averaging over 17 points and 11 rebounds the year before. In 1991, he was arrested for driving while intoxicated and resisting arrest. That violated his rehab agreement, leading to another indefinite suspension. He was reinstated briefly, but wasn't the same player. In 1994, another alcohol violation broke the aftercare rules. The league issued a lifetime ban. He applied for reinstatement in 1997, but the NBA denied him. He was arrested again in 1996 for another DWI. In 1999, Tarpley tried suing the NBA and Mavericks for $6 million, arguing his addiction was a disability. The case didn't succeed. Despite the talent, Tarpley's career ended not because of skill, but because of addiction. His story serves as a tragic example of potential unfulfilled due to personal demons. 8. Chris Washburn, a tragic fall from promise. By the time the NBA allowed Chris Washburn to return in 2009, he was 44 and far from game shape. He never played again and passed away in 2011 due to liver failure. His life was filled with rehab stays, legal issues, and wasted chances. Washburn missed out on millions. His deal with Dallas was worth $20 million over 6 years, but his ban cost him $14 million. He did earn about $3 million in Greece over 2 years, but it was nowhere near what he lost in the NBA. He had been drafted 7th overall in 1986, won 6th Man of the Year, and helped Dallas reach the Western Conference Finals, but addiction derailed everything. Washburn was the 3rd overall pick in 1986 by the Warriors. Expectations were high, but in January 1987, he was suspended for 3 games for violating substance rules, his first strike. As a rookie, he averaged fewer than 4 points and 3 rebounds. He then checked into rehab that summer and missed the start of the following season. In November 1988, now with the Hawks, he got suspended again. Details weren't shared, but it was another drug-related offense. On June 26, 1989, Washburn tested positive for cocaine and was banned for life. 3 violations meant no return. Though eligible to reapply after 2 years, he never did. From the early 90s to 2005, Washburn faced several arrests: gun possession, theft, larceny. His rookie contract was $2.7 million, but he lost most of it. His overseas pay didn't come close. Coach George Karl said Washburn wasn't serious about basketball. He never tried to return to the NBA. He later worked in cleaning and helped homeless people in Las Vegas. He died in 2016 at age 51 from a stroke. His NBA career: just 72 games and 3 points a night. Eddie Johnson, a star overshadowed by chaos. Eddie Johnson, drafted 49th in 1977, made an immediate impact. He scored over 10 points per game as a rookie and helped the Hawks reach the playoffs after years of failure. Johnson helped the Hawks make the playoffs in 6 of his 8 full seasons. He was an all-star in 1980 and 1981, even scoring 22 points in his first appearance. Johnson had drug issues even in college. In 1979, he passed out at a party. That was the first major warning. By 1980, he had been in a drug shootout, arrested, hospitalized, and involved in car theft, all in one period. Diagnosed with manic depression, he refused treatment. The Hawks noticed strange behavior, jumping rope on the sidelines, playing with kids during practice. He was hospitalized but later reinstated. Traded to Cleveland, he described that season as a waste. He excelled in the CBA and was picked up by Seattle, but they had to assign someone to keep an eye on him. In 1987, after skipping mandatory counseling, he was suspended and never came back. Post-NBA, his life fell apart, with over 100 arrests. Johnson's post-career spiraled into serious crime. He faced multiple theft and drug-related charges. Even close friends distanced themselves. In 2006, he was arrested for sexually assaulting an 8-year-old girl. He denied it but was convicted in 2008 and sentenced to life in prison. John Drew, a star who couldn't escape addiction. John Drew joined the NBA in 1974 and scored over 20 points per game in 7 seasons. He was a 2-time All-Star. In March 1983, he tested positive for cocaine. No suspension, but he went to rehab and missed games. He tested positive again in January 1984 and was suspended indefinitely. Though reinstated, the problems continued. On January 29, 1985, playing for the Jazz, he tested positive again. The NBA gave him a lifetime ban. He was just 30. Drew played in minor leagues and overseas, hoping for reinstatement. His 1987 request was denied due to a recent arrest. In 1989, he was caught selling drugs to an undercover officer and served 14 months in prison. His income plummeted. He became a taxi driver and youth coach. He died in 2012 from bone cancer. The NBA never gave him another chance. Many believe Drew's fall was one of the NBA's saddest. With elite scoring ability and smooth footwork, he could have been among the greats, but he battled an illness with few support systems in place at the time. 10. Rick Coon. The late 1970s, Rick Coon was a rising star at Boston College, but beneath the bright lights of college basketball, a darker scheme was brewing. In summer 1978, small-time mobsters Rocco and Anthony Perla recruited Coon, his high school buddy, to manipulate games. Starting that fall, Coon was paid $2,500 per game to shave points, ensuring BC won by less than the spread. The payouts weren't just cash either. Players were sometimes given drugs as collateral. Over several games in late 1978 and early 1979, Coon executed the scam. In one dramatic win over UCLA, BC lost by 22 points, well short of the expected margin, earning the Fixers substantial profits. Reviews of FBI wires later revealed Coon repeatedly coordinated with mob associates Henry Hill and James Burke, bringing in teammates Jim Sweeney and Ernie Cobb. The scandal unraveled in 1980 after Henry Hill's arrest in the infamous Lufthansa heist. Coon was prosecuted in 1981, convicted of conspiracy and sports bribery. Although originally sentenced to 10 years in prison, his sentence was later reduced to 28 months after his cooperation. In an unusual twist, Coon was permanently banned from the NBA despite never playing professionally. He served his time and kept a low profile until passing away from pancreatic cancer in 2024. 11. Jim Sweeney, the reluctant accomplice. Teammate and fellow captain at Boston College, Jim Sweeney's role in the scandal was different. He claimed duress. Unlike Coon, Sweeney didn't orchestrate the fix, but he did admit to taking $500 from the gambling ring. He later testified against Coon and Cobb, cooperating with the FBI. Unlike Coon, Sweeney didn't orchestrate the fix, but he did admit to take. Despite being uncharged, the NBA took no chances. Sweeney was permanently banned from playing professionally, including overseas tryouts. Beyond the court, Sweeney reinvented himself. After a stint in Sweden, he launched a computer company, then a sports comic venture and blog under the pen name Mike. He's even authored a book and remained involved in Masters basketball worldwide. Sweeney's story is poignant, a respected leader coerced into scandal yet determined to rebuild a fulfilling life. 12. Ernie Cobb, scoring with controversy. Ernie Cobb was the top scorer at BC, a star under a century-old banner. The scandal hit hard when he admitted receiving $1,000, but he staunchly denied fixing games. In 1981, he was acquitted of sports bribery charges and tearfully fought to clear his name. I'd like to thank all the people who stuck by me. I wanted my name cleared. Despite the court's verdict, the NBA still imposed a lifetime ban on Cobb in February 1981. He never played in the league. Instead, he moved overseas and eventually settled as a high school coach in Phoenix, rebuilding his life piece by piece. Cobb's journey highlights a troubling chapter where even legal innocence couldn't shield players from league punishment. The scandal rocked college basketball and served as a harsh lesson. On or off the court, integrity matters above all. These stories, poignant and powerful, remind us of a universal truth. Talent alone can't protect anyone from the consequences of their choices. Each narrative showcases how quickly fame, success, and fortune can vanish, reinforcing the importance of personal accountability and ethical integrity. If these profound and compelling stories resonated with you, please subscribe for more gripping NBA insights. Thank you for watching.